terms of geopolitics, obviously, we have our portfolios to cover, and that's been keeping us busy, especially because of the trade front and what's happening in different parts of the world. But in terms of infrastructure, I think two things. Number one would be when it comes to infrastructure is basically essential services. So the key sector that we look at with exposure to geopolitics is really the port sector, because it is so tied in to the trade picture, and obviously
deterioration. Are we seeing a deterioration, perhaps, on the fringes?
It is a bit different because when we look at port volumes, we've actually been seeing a fair bit of front loading. That had been happening for some quarters. Yes, we have a looming deadline coming. There's a 90-day expiry happening in a couple of days.
July 9, I think.
So
July 9.
We are watching that space carefully. But so far, we're already halfway through the year, and the port volumes had gone actually pretty well. And we reckon that if you just do a simple averaging, it's going to see ports through this year. What's going to happen beyond this year is really a question on basically on what is the trade policy that will be put in place after the next few days. There are two things here. Number one would be that is the China plus one strategy intact? Right. So if that strategy is still intact, then we will continue to see a broadening of manufacturing bases across Asia, and that should augur well for ports. There will be some volatility in the near term, obviously. The second thing would be that, and we already see it happening so far, is that there will be greater intra-Asian trade. Again, yes, you can feel that it is tied in a bit to the China plus one strategy, but it's also about the point about Asia supply chains becoming more integrated with each other, and that should also theoretically see ports through as well. And then last thing I would say on geopolitics is that we look at another sector that we look at would be airports. Airports, yes, you can think of it as really driven by air travel demand, less affected by trade per se, although the kind of macroeconomic environment does have an input into demand levels. But we took positive rating action on airports in India. We upgraded both the airports, and Delhi Airport, for example, still remains on positive outlook. This is really a function of the kind of demand, the kind of infrastructure requirements and service demand that we see in India. I think it ties in a lot with the rest of us. But to be honest, we took rating action at a time in which actually there was geopolitical noise between India and its neighbor. But nonetheless, as a rating agency, we see through what we think as short-term noise, and we've decided to take those action anyway.